I'm just going to put it on silent.
Please, yes, please. I'll check that as well, because trying to have some professional behavior is good sometimes. No, it's on silent, obviously, of course. How are you, Joe?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm rather drunk now, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, already. I arrived like an hour ago, but I had like 7 beers already. So.
Oh, amazing. I was planning to join you, but I can't find a bottle opener at the moment.
Well, you just arrived, really.
Yeah, no, I literally just did walk in, but I've got a beer right here waiting for me. So as soon as we're finished, I'm going to get drunk too.
If it's not gauche, then please. Feel free, really.
But I can't open it at the moment.
Leonor has one in her keys, actually.
Oh, well, there we go.
Keychain.
That would be perfect.
Nônô has a bottle opener in her keys, keychain.
It's shaped like a tree.
Like a tree.
We have you covered, dude.
Amazing. This is the best interview of all time.
Already?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh.
This is
Oh,
true.
there we go.
we
Amazing.
go.
Thanks very much. A palm tree.
There you go.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Dude, a number 20, I'm not the number one, but number
quite.
20, not quite yet, but number 20 album in the US and 23 in the UK.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks very much. Yeah, it feels like quite a long time ago now. It's like almost a year ago that the record came out.
Oh, it's forever now.
Wow. But yeah, it was cool, man. Really, really good.
It's fantastic. It doesn't happen a lot to anyone, really.
No, I mean, it was never something we were expecting to happen, for sure. So, a very pleasant surprise, I think. Yeah.
And is do you never really aim for that, do you? Like, you just expect it to go well?
Yeah, I think we tried to make a record that we really loved, and I think if you try and make records that will be successful, I think we would probably end up not writing music that was true to ourselves, I think. So, yeah, no, it definitely wasn't what we were, that wasn't why we made the record. So that's why it was a really nice kind of bonus. We made a record that we really loved and then released it, and then other people liked it too, which was great.
I totally relate, because we have the same mantra, really, because we just really try to do stuff that we enjoy and have chats with, we haven't even barely started yet, really, but try to have chats with people that we enjoy, and like hopefully people that watch them will go like, oh, like
We like them too.
We like them too, exactly.
Oh yeah, I'm going to try and be nice enough that someone might like us too.
Or not be nasty now. Have you ever been over here? Because I don't recall.
Yes, we have been to Lisbon before. Actually, I'm just down the.
Not too far away, actually.
What is that? Is that a river or is that an estuary?
It is. It is an estuary. Good vocabulary, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I think we were just up beyond the bridge where Jesus is. We were on the
the
other side.
The other
And we
side,
played like a small festival, again, really late at night. So we were playing
fantastic.
at 3 o'clock tonight, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
And we played at 3 o'clock then too. Do Portuguese people love listening to music really late?
Apparently, yes.
Yeah.
But in Spain, it's even worse, I think.
Really?
Yeah, there's. I remember going to gigs in Spain and stuff like festivals, but stuff starts at like 5 a.m. It's insane.
Starts at 5 a.m.
Starts at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
No,
that's
not
mad.
the whole thing. Like the last gig is like 5 or 6 maybe.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
But
How do you
we
guys
could-
deal with that? Like, how are you here now? Like, very professional of me, like greeting people during the interview. But how do you guys deal with being like arriving somewhere, doing promo work as it is, even though it's enjoyable, I assume.
Love it.
But great. but and then like 7 hours later, you're playing for people.
Yeah, it's a crazy way around, but I think today is going to be especially strange because playing at 4 o'clock in the morning, that's kind of nuts. So I think the other guys are in bed at the moment, so we're sort of going to try and shift our sleeping
That's
around.
what you get for being important, dude.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not
You need to give a guy
it's not a bad thing to have to wake up to go play a show and then go back to bed. I think could be worse, for sure.
I'm just teasing.
Yeah.
Be a human being, does that mean that you guys have finally figured out how to become human beings, and why? How come?
Absolutely not. No, no, it's not.
It happened a while ago, I hope.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's happening definitely, but yeah,
It's never really closed, right? It's an ongoing process.
Yeah, I think we're all learning how to be people. But yeah, it's not supposed to be like a self-help book. It's a snapshot of lots of different people's lives and like different stories about different people, different feelings and sentiments that Dave picked up from people over the course of touring our first record. And it's supposed to sort of represent that there are lots of different kinds of people, and there are lots of different kinds of relationships and feelings that people can have, and it's just like a kind of collage of those ideas, I think.
Would you say it's generally positive then?
But being a human?
No, the portrait you paint, really.
No, I wouldn't say. I mean, I think there's lots of really there's lots of sort of very difficult subject matter in it. I think actually there's some very positive things and lots of very sad stories and meaningful stories and difficult stories, I think.
Sure.
So no,
sad
I don't think
sad could be positive though.
Yeah, I mean sad sometimes can be made positive.
Sure.
And I think that that's the whole point in the record, is that there are lots of different feelings and stories, and a lot of it's also to do with Dave. It's bits of Dave, stories, personal stories as well as stories that he's heard, all kind of woven together.
Okay.
And yeah, some of them are very positive and very happy and fun and silly, and some of them are the opposite of that, and then everything in between. So yeah, I wouldn't say overall it is a positive thing. I think it kind of balances people's feelings quite well, or at least my experience of people.
A truthful portrait, more a realist portrait.
As realistic as we are aware of, yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, it's quite difficult to do that if you're, relatively very privileged people.
Sure. Sure.
We all are. So yeah.
True.
I think it's a perspective.
Yeah, sure. Would you say Dave has the most narrative grasp of the band, or do you guys chime in a lot with the storytelling, more or less?
No, I would say that Dave is the storyteller.
Okay.
He writes all of the lyrics, and he came up with the idea for the record. This idea of taking people's stories and putting them all together. That was definitely Dave. We help musically, all of us make the music together, and he is definitely the driving force behind the lyrics.
In terms of music, what do you think? What's your biggest pro in terms of the band? To yourself? Yes, for instance.
I don't know. I think
This is very self-evaluating, and it's a bit tough. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but
no, it's a difficult question to answer. I don't know. I think probably better answered by everybody else.
Maybe. Yeah, sure.
I think I'm not. I'm not as musical as Dave, as Drew and Ed, especially. They're very musical people, and by musical I mean they understand music and can speak the language, and trained to be musicians. But I think I kind of bring a sort of quite a grounded view of what like people will think about music.
Okay, cool.
Because me and Dave used to go and watch a lot of music together. Music is something that I love, and like I spent a lot of time going to see shows and listening to music when we were young. So I think probably quite a more grounded perspective about things.
Okay. So for instance, with life itself, would you say that because the song is about being someone that's living right now, maybe, that I think is like the least broad thing I could come up with. But for instance, do you think it's rough like being under 40? Because I am, and it's kind of rough.
Do I think it's rough to be under 40 years old?
Right now, yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Not at all. No.
What, you mean difficult?
Yeah, I mean, like, in the sense of that, I guess that's what the vibe I got from life itself was that, like, it's kind of like, there's some, I mean, we're all privileged, but there's some, like, silver linings, not silver lining, the opposite of silver lining, but, like, some difficult aspects to all of this, really. Do you think that's what it's about?
I think that song...
I'm not complaining, by the way. I'm fine.
I think that song is about an individual who's kind of caught on the outside of society. He's kind of found himself stuck in a sort of circle outside. Like he can't fit in, so he kind of goes away by himself to do his own thing. And by going away, he's kind of distancing himself from everything again and finds himself in this loop of like, but he ends up having a really good time and sort of being himself. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think I would say that I am having a particularly tough time being under 40. I think there are probably lots of 40 and overs who would like to be our age.
Sure. That's true. Well, for sure.
Yeah, so.
Not to get you, like, not that we're trying to reach the truth nor to find out what songs are really about, because they're really, it's in the year of the beholder in this case. Sure. But it's just curious that you guys might have had, from what I got from it at least, you could have had because being of a certain generation right now, like there's not much money. There's not much money around, and we're trying to do our best with, trying to make shifts.
No, I get you. I totally get you. It's probably as difficult being young as it is old. There are difficult bits of both, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, sure. I mean, it's never easy. I don't think anything's ever easy.
Exactly.
Easy. But
the struggle is real.
It's difficult to get a job. It's difficult to do lots of things and like have money. But it's also kind of quite liberating being young and free enough to sort of, I don't know, go to music festivals like this instead of having to stay at home and look after tiny humans.
Exactly, and plus play.
Exactly.
Play your own creation.
Yeah, sure.
Fantastic.
Yeah. No, I'm not complaining at all about.
I'm not either. I'm speaking to talented artists, so that's and having fun. So. Apparently, we have like room for two last questions. Okay. First off, this is for a show called Made of Things, and it's based on the idea that you dedicated yourself to music because you heard something or saw something or read something that made you go like, oh, I want to do that. Did you have that, and what was it? Did I have a moment of... Yeah, because sometimes it clicks. Like you kind of know like, ooh, I want to do this forever,
That's a really interesting question.
Thank you.
I don't... I mean, that's a...
The whole show.
Yeah.
Not the whole show.
Did I ever have a moment? I mean, there's a song by a band, one of my favorite bands who are called Radiohead, called Reckoner, which
barely anyone knows them. Yeah.
They have a record called In Rainbows, and there are a few moments on that record which I think are just like unbelievably beautiful, and that record sort of made me think about music in a different way. I think it's just it's a sort of combination of being like feeling very completely natural, but also being like so like thoroughly thought about from beginning to end. It's this amazing combination of like of things. I think that is like one of the most inspiring pieces of art that I've ever come across.
Oh,
so I think
cool.
probably
Awesome.
something around that. I mean, I came across that relatively late in my life span so far. I think I was probably like 20 or 21 when it came out, maybe a bit younger.
It's
So
not
it didn't
that
like
long ago.
inspire
Yeah,
me
yeah.
to make music, but it definitely changed the way I thought about music.
Fantastic. That's awesome. Because curious, because most people refer to Radiohead prior to that. So it's fun that you have. It's kind of curious that you're referencing something that's something that's
I mean,
not
to me-
so usual. Really.
To me, that is that is the sort of pinnacle
Wow.
of Radiohead.
Oh, cool.
It's like everything that's good about them. To me,
Okay.
I like a lot of the stuff that came before, and I like some of the things that have come after. But that to me was like, and they're from Oxford, where we're from.
Exactly.
So
you come across them? Like, are they people?
I've been listening to. I don't know. I don't come across them very much, but they've been a part of my consciousness for a very long time, because when you grow up in Oxford, everyone knows Radiohead.
Yeah, sure. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Do you guys? One last thing. Like, okay, pineapples are in your head. This was Dave's, I guess, but still, not. I guess I actually know. but do glass animals think of any other fruit?
Yeah, I like lots of other fruits. I'm actually a bit bored of pineapples now.
Oh, okay.
We're kind of overdoing them, but it is very delicious. Pineapple is very delicious.
True.
I think grapes are probably my favorite
Okay.
fruit, or
Okay.
peaches and grapes.
Okay. So, please on your rider or something like just.
I've actually got both of those things in there.
There you go. Not just pineapples, I guess.
No, I actually didn't see one pineapple, but Tom may have just eaten it, so
Okay.
not sure.
Yet.
Yeah.
It is at least, guys, bring pineapples. At least one pineapple a show for Glass Animals shows.
Yes, please do.
Yes,
We
please
need
do.
more.
Yes. Not enough. Never.
No.
No. Actually, can grow allergic to them.
Can you?
Yeah. It's kind of common, actually. I think.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of because they're acidic and sugary.
Wow.
So it's kind of like messes with you and stuff like that.
Don't fuck with them.
Don't fuck with pineapples. That's. I think we're signing off.
Solid end. Yeah.
Solid end. Cheers, Matt.